What's up, Fourth Arrow family? We are back continuing our journey on this little self-filming workshop that we started last year. Today, we're actually going to be doing a little self-filming hunt breakdown on one of our hunts from last year, and just want to show you how and why the self-filming setup is important and how the Fourth Arrow tree arms come into play to your advantage, to our advantage, during hunts like this. Now we got this stand set up, and this is actually the same stand that we did the how-to setup for self-filming video out of last year. This stand sets up so nice because there's so much room for second angles. A majority of the deer movement is out in front of you, and it allows you to tuck the tree arm in at the right height on your right side and be prepared for any shot opportunities that present themselves out in the food plot. The nice part about this stand too is the access. You sneak right up in the woods from the back, can get in and out really easily. As you can see, Dino's a little late to the party. He's already got a little doe out in the food plot waiting for him when he walks in. So you can see how Dean has one of his second angles over his left shoulder, right next to where he can easily grab his bow and turn on that second angle. It's got a great view of a majority of your shooting in the food plot, and like I said, he has easy access to his bow to take it on and off the hook whenever he needs it. He actually has some crazy action going on behind him, and the maneuverability of the Fourth Arrow carbon arm allows him to actually catch a good portion of this on film. Once again, his second angle catches what he has to do to set up for just this filming opportunity in general. It shows his raw emotion. It shows the heat of the moment. And this second angle just really makes you feel like you're there with him. We'll move on, and he's actually got another second angle set up over his right shoulder, which shows even more of that food plot that he's sitting on. Makes it easy for him to turn it on whenever he's got to turn around to go grab the camera. And as you can see, with this heightened rut activity that he has, this whole setup is allowing him to not only film, but have opportunities to get a shot. This is a very similar setup to how we'll be approaching the early portion of the season. Most of us are going to be sitting on food sources. Most of us, trying to keep the deer out in front of us. And in that scenario, when you set these second angles up over either shoulder that can see a majority of the food plot, if for some reason you're not able to get the shot on your main camera, there's a really good chance that you capture that shot on one of your second angles. So this is where the hunt really starts to unfold. Dean's got a couple does that come out into the plot that are feeding right in front of him. And just how he has the tree arm set up on his lower right side by his hip allow him for minimal movement while these deer are in the food plot right in front of him. You can see he can still observe everything that's around him while he's getting the footage of the deer that are feeding. And once again, the second angles come into play. You can see the deer in his second angles. Now this really starts to heat up. You can tell Dean's demeanor completely changes. Once again, I know I harp on the second angles a lot, but watching his demeanor completely change really brings you into the hunt. It allows you to almost feel like you're there. You can hear the leaves rustling on the other side of the food plot. The does in front of them, you can see, are bounding back, and you can just tell something big is coming. Well, him having that tree arm set up on his right side allow him to turn around, grab his bow, and get that deer on film as soon as he enters the food plot. You can see this deer literally reads the script right in front of him, 25 yards. He's got this deer recording on all three different angles that he has, his 2 second angles and then his main camera that's on the carbon arm. And the only thing that would have made this hunt any better is if he sent an arrow through that deer at 25 yards. But he's actually able to capture the buck that he did want to shoot, circling him in the woods right across the food plot. And unfortunately, no arrows fly in this hunt. But when you can show a hunt like that even on a deer that you're going to pass, with 2 different second angles and a main camera, I'll consider that a success. A couple takeaways from this hunt right here. The tree stand setup is number 1, especially in the early season. As we approach the season and we're setting up our tree stands to hunt that first couple weeks to a month of our deer season, we want to do whatever we can, especially self-filming, to keep the deer movement in front of us. That's going to allow us the best opportunity to capture this hunt on film. The placement of Dean's 2 second angles over his right and left shoulder allow you to literally see the whole food plot without turning on the main camera. Now Dean knows he's got a security blanket that if for some reason the activity peaked up and stuff started to happen fast, if he wasn't able to get the shot on the main camera, he still has a backup, or actually 2 backups with his second angles over both shoulders. And then having his tree arm set up on his right side, being able to grab his bow quickly and easily with his left hand and control the camera with his right allows Dean to relax when the deer come into the food plot and get ready and prepare for when his shot opportunity presents itself. So Dino is using the carbon arm on the 3.0 base during this hunt. That is our go-to Fourth Arrow products for self-filming. We like the carbon arm because it's super light and packable. The 3.0 base and shoulder allows us a quicker and easier setup once we get to the tree. And the 2 second angles are just on Cranford mounts that are screwed into the tree behind them. Guys, thanks so much for watching this Fourth Arrow self-film breakdown. We are going to be having more of these as the season gets closer. Please drop any questions or comments that you have in the comments section below, and go visit fourtharrow.com to pick up any of your tree arm and camera accessories to make you a better self-filming bow hunter. That's it for now. We'll see you right here next time on the Fourth Arrow self-filming breakdown.